Okay, so I'm going to do a tutorial on setting up a shotgun and a two-handed assault rifle for the VR Weapon Interactor Unity asset package. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, because it includes the shells, is to take them out of this game object, and we'll set them up in a second. Starting like normal with any other weapon, we start with the weapon wizard, and we start dragging in the different parts into here. So for this one, we do have a slide. We actually have a bolt case as well as the actual fore-end slide. What I'm going to do is drop the bolt into as a child of the fore-end, so this becomes one object. So when it slides, both this will pump back and the shell will be revealed in one motion, and then I'm going to drag that object into the slide position. We got a trigger and we've got no magazine. It's an integrated magazine, so we click setup on that, and that takes us to here. We can see that it's set up the box collider. You can see that it's slightly misaligned, super easy to fix. All we have to do is move this into position. Okay, and once that's overlapping, then we're set up. So first thing I'm going to do is set up the held position. Okay, and with that set up, we can change to this, and it's going to be a pump action shotgun. So every time you fire a shot, you're going to have to pull the slide / pump backwards in order to load the next. We set up the shoot direction, same as normal. Grab the two spheres. After pressing setup, drag them to the end, then just grab the direction sphere and push that forwards. And we can say shotgun spread, and we can test that ray. So it's going to look something like this. We can also change the cone size, so we can make it much bigger, or way bigger than that, and it will spread much more. For now we'll keep it quite tight. We can also change how many shots it spreads into, so we can change this to 12. See, it's fires 12 instead. We can skip these bits. The hover's already set up. We'll quickly add the decals. Good. We are going to use a chamber bullet, and we do want to eject the casing when we fire. Now with the bullet prefabs, we can set those up now. So this is going to be the actual round that we can use the bullet wizard for, and we'll set up the ID to be 57 and set up the held position. And then save that as a prefab. We can then delete the instance. We can go to our empty shell and quickly set that up. That just needs to have a rigid body and a box collider and a destroy in. Set that to 5 seconds, and that's it. We're set up. Then we can save that as a prefab as well. We can then go back to our editor, down to the bullets, and drag in our two new prefabs. Then we can set up the shell position. And we can set up the ejection direction to be something like this. Add a bullet receiver. Good. Change this to 57, just like the bullet. And we'll leave the rest blank for now. The slide, which is the fore end. Now this is the important part. Because this is a shotgun, we don't want it to animate while firing, because we're going to use this as a second held position. So we tick this box to use it as a second held position, and we untick toggle to pick up. So when you let go of the grip button, it will let go of the second held. Now use scale calculation. If it doesn't work correctly the first time, you'll probably want to tick this box. We'll find out. And I have two examples in the scene. This AKM uses scale calculation and the shotgun doesn't, as an example of how they can be set up differently. You set the current to default, the slide, and we just want to pull it back, and then set current to pulled. Now it'll move between those two positions. We can set up the trigger. Be something like that. And the magazine, which is of course integrated, so we don't have to worry too much. It's got 16 shells, which sounds about right. It's probably more like 8 in a weapon like this. We don't want to replace bullets with spent casings. We don't particularly need to make any of the bullets visible. They're all sort of inside, and the bullet receiver is already done. Okay, so with that set up, we'll test this and see if it works. Okay, so now we're in game. I'm going to test it out. Grab the second held position. And we can see that my bullet position wasn't quite right, so that you can see it popping out of this side. But I can grab with the second held, and you can see that the second held is held correctly. And I can fire, and then if I try and pull the trigger again, it doesn't fire until I pull this back, and it loads the next round. And it also ejects the spent casings, although the wrong side. We can fix that. Okay, so you can see that that's set up. and is working correctly now. If I shoot, it takes pulling back the thing to shoot. If I try and shoot normally, it doesn't fire, and if I pull too many times, it ejects the round. Okay, so for setting up a second held position for an AKM, it's almost the exact same setup. Obviously in the slide we are not ticking second held position, and instead in the main panel we are going to click add second held collider. This will instantiate a second held collider right here that is too big, so we'll just make this the right size, something like this, and then we'll move that right over where you'd expect to pick up the second held, and that's really as simple as that. So we can test that in game, see how that looks. Okay. So in game, we can see that the second held position's right here. One of the things I forgot to do was untick toggle on pickup, so right now I'm not gripping but it's stuck. I can click to ungrip. Unticking the box right here, VR second held collider, fixes that, no problem. So now, when I let go, it lets go. And you can see that the two hands are there, and that the this hand doesn't move, so you can animate it. It's also set up to do a 3-shot burst right now. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please email me, and I'll try my best to fix whatever problems you're having. Thank you.